so good, I feel so numb.
And now, from the Cave of Wonders and recorded live in the presence of gods, welcome to the Rain Man Show.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rain Man Show. Welcome, Thomas, to the studio known as the Cave of Wonders. How are you today?
The Cave of Wonders. I'm good. I'm good when I'm in the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah. Are you, though? Are you good when you come in here? I mean, you like how I started the entire experience today, right? When you walked in?
That was great. Yeah, breaking my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a true bully.
It was like some 5th grade crap.
No,
it really was.
Well,
it was. You have to admit a little bit.
You came in very excited because...
And you're like, I can't have that.
Well, because good old Bobby brought some gifts and toys for everybody. Well, for you. And you walked in smiling and happy to show me your new vinyl pop figures, and I just threw it across the room.
Yeah, you did. You did. I paid good money for it.
And I don't know
it was literally not even 30 seconds had I owned that thing.
Yeah.
I paid him as I was walking through the door here. And then by the time I show you, the first person I show, it's on the ground broken.
I got to keep you humble, Thomas. I mean, you come in showing your gleaming pearly whites, all giddy and happy, like a 12-year-old, happy that you got a vinyl pop toy. I had to destroy it.
And you were like the alcoholic parent that's like, I'm fucking happy.
Yeah.
I can't have that in my home.
Your mom doesn't give me sex anymore. She's gained 45 pounds. How dare you be happy, you little shit.
Smash it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what was funnier. The fact that I threw your toy or the fact that you, a 7-foot-tall giant, leaped after it like a child. You tried to catch it.
I did. As anybody would, I think.
And then Bobby is in the background just laughing.
Just laughing like a dick.
Yeah. So I think that's a great way to start the show.
It was. It really set the tone for today, I think.
Why? Your mic sounds a little hot, doesn't it?
I know, it does. It is very hot.
Here, talk a little bit for me.
Yeah, that really did set the tone, I think, because that just put me in the right mindset, you know, that we're going to have some laughs here, but at my expense.
Well, that's usually what we do.
That's everyone on the show, though,
well,
right?
We have to make TC buy, right?
Right. Yes, we do. And we're well on our way, apparently.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We will.
There is no time limit for this thing. So.
No, there's no time limit.
It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. So make TC buy. Probably one of the best things that come out of the show, in my opinion. Anything that has nothing to do with me.
Right.
And has everything to do with gay antics and you and Andrew is always great fun. In fact, I had a listener post, I believe on Facebook today or yesterday, asking what's up with all the gay antics lately. I think it's fun. I think it's funny. I'm an avid gay supporter, so I like to make fun. I think I've earned it. I've earned a good joke or two in the gay expense, right?
I think so. I think it's well mannered. I don't think we're doing anything completely douchey.
No, we're not.
And even if we were, that's the show, right?
It's our way of advocating gay rights.
Exactly.
And bisexuality.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. You complain about having diversity in movies, and we turn it against you. And we turn it against you, Thomas.
Yep.
There are people there's people adamantly happy about this. I don't know if there's some people who may not listen to this show and they listen just to Supernatural. I don't know. But I see a lot of people getting really excited about it, saying this has to be a thing.
I did gain a few new fans.
Yeah.
Or a couple of fans who I have known are vocal have become more vocal.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Thomas, I'm wondering. Yeah, we're going to start the show on a gay vibe. It's all right.
That's fine.
Randy is your biggest troll.
Yes.
Your own girlfriend.
Yes, she is.
She is a female Ryan Denton in your world. And she makes the first comment on the petition. And she alludes to the idea or the fact, not the idea. What's that noise? I hear
right there.
Oh, is it?
Oh, can you turn it down, Bob? I'm like, what's going on? I hear something. I hear gay dicks coming out of one ear.
I left my porn on again.
Bob turns the baseball game on as soon as he walks in the studio. I'm watching,
You're watching news. And
I'm watching news
current events.
Yeah, pertaining to the shooting in Vegas, and I walk in and it's already changed to flipped over to baseball. So, anyways,
She is my biggest troll.
She's your biggest troll. And the comment she made, I think she was the very first comment on the petition. And she alludes to the fact that this is more up your alley than you even lead on to. And look at Thomas just chuckles. Are you holding out some vital information we need to know on this network?
I don't know if I can answer that. We have secrets coming up.
Wow. Wow. I think Andrew just got a hard on. Look at him. He's giddy though. Look at his face.
He won't look at me now.
No, look at Andrew's face.
You might turn him on.
Can you?
What's up, boy?
Laugh away from the mic. I know you're really hot and heavy right now, Andrew. You know,
oh, Jesus.
And how's that to that listener that complained? What's up with all these gay antics? I sexually harass the women on this network, right?
You pretty much sexually harass anybody on this network.
I'm not bisexual, but I doesn't mean I can't sexually harass a male.
It's one of your many talents, apparently.
Yeah, I can do those things. I think it makes for great entertainment. So, Thomas, yes, there has been a lot of gay antics going on in the show, but we've had some serious moments as well. I'd have to definitely say.
That's the show, though, right?
Yeah, gay antics mixed with a little social politics.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And, of course, while we were away for the past week, more effed up shit definitely has happened. What is now being called the largest mass murder spree in recent history within the United States went down this past Sunday. Never mind the massive genocide of Native Americans, but this is definitely the biggest in recent history. When they say recent, do you think they mean 80 years?
I think recent history means whatever gets us headlines.
Yeah.
However far back to say that this is actually the biggest, quote, within the number of X years, so they're not lying, that's what I think they go for.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. What the?
Holy shit.
Mike,
what the hell?
I almost died for some reason. I
choked up about it?
What a professional network. We need to get some cough buttons.
Someone just assassinated Mike.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's why I keep all the windows sealed up in here. I don't want no one looking in at all. So, yes, we had the most recent horrifying mass shooting in Las Vegas this past Sunday evening. In fact, I was awake still. I was editing and putting out shows, and I was the first one, I think, on social media, it seemed like, to get that notification. I think it was around 1 a.m, and I immediately got notifications. I saw nothing posted on Facebook or Twitter yet, but within 5 minutes, I started seeing people start posting. So yeah. I wonder if I'm that first person that actually got that notification. Do you ever wonder who the first person is who received that information?
I usually get those for naked celebrities.
That is true.
What is it? Jihad celebrity or celebrity jihad?
I don't know. It just magically pops up on my phone.
Bobby's followers.
Does that mean then, Mike, you want to claim it?
I do. No, I don't want to claim this shooting. What are you talking about? Jesus, Tony, simmer down.
Oh, they got Tony too.
Wow.
What is going on?
I think we have Zika in here.
The magic bullet has found us.
So I believe...
I do wonder, though.
What?
No, but I mean, that would be interesting to know. There's no way, I think, that we could track that, but it would be interesting to see how that information spirals out.
Yeah.
In today's day and age, because it used to be you had to watch the news.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and all the news is doing is reporting Twitter.
What Twitter says.
Yeah, they're watching the same videos I watched a half hour ago.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're right. That's exactly what they're doing. They're reporting, because now if you look at a lot of these news blogs, it's filled with no facts. It's just reported by this Twitter account with a video or a picture, and they embed the Twitter account. And I find it a little bit comical that they do that, because how do they know that that's factual? How do they, without a shadow of a doubt, how do they know that that is real news that they are posting on their blog under the CNN or Fox News or MSNBC banner?
Be first.
They're reporting on what somebody said. There's no fact checking in journalism.
Yeah.
And journalism is dead.
Yeah.
This is our best guess live from CNN.
I only believed it because Getty started posting images because they were covering the concert.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's when I was like, shit, this is real.
Yeah. Yeah. So I do believe that we should think before we do things, posting and people's conspiracy notions, because the first reaction of everybody, there's two reactions that happen. It goes in this order. Number one, we immediately politicize the event. without even waiting for the victims' families to come to terms with what happened, to figure out what actually happened. There's little to no true facts, even to this minute, as I'm broadcasting right now on Tuesday evening on October 3rd. There is a lot of areas that they just don't know still. And yet we have people within 5 minutes, within 30 minutes, within a few hours, we have politicians already gravitating towards using as a subject, as a political platform to then create
more drama.
The drama that we see in social media unfold. I mean, Hillary Clinton didn't waste a minute. And I don't think anyone is not aware that I'm not the biggest Hillary supporter. I mean, this is what she writes. 7:05 in the morning with little to no information. Little to none. Las Vegas, we are grieving with you, the victims, those who lost loved ones, the responders, and all affected by this cold-blooded massacre. The crowd fled at the sound of gunshots. Imagine the deaths if the shooter had a silencer. And there it is.
Yep.
Which the NRA wants to make easier to get. Our grief isn't enough. We can and must put politics aside, which I'm not doing, stand up to the NRA, and work together to try to stop this from happening again. Can you see the contradictory messages that she littered throughout her entire post?
I love how it says, we must stand and put politics aside. Very next phrase, stand up to the NRA, who she's against politically.
Yeah.
Not even 5 fucking words.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like her.
Yeah, because she is the quickest person to politicize everything. She's done this throughout her entire career, specifically during the election. She doesn't allow time to go by.
She's a robot.
She's not
It's
human.
like tragedy, intake, beep, boop, bop.
Yeah, my
politicized statements.
Political programming says I must act now.
Exactly. She should have stopped with that first sentence.
Insert group, insert
Exactly.
weapon, go.
Well, it was like her first campaign videos that she did when she first started running.
Yeah.
They were so analyzed, scrutinized by countless team members to hit all the demos that she was going after. And it wasn't...
Guys.
What's that?
Not enough Asian guys. Get the Asian guys in the commercial.
Yeah, it was literally, it was though. There was like a little bit of everything. It was very calculated. And when you see such a calculated maneuver from a politician, you don't trust them. You just don't trust them. And that's always been my biggest problem, not just with Hillary Clinton, but the Clintons in general.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton managed to humanize himself because of his adulterous behavior in the White House, which I'm not a Puritan in the least, so that doesn't bother me. Bill and Hillary have been doing that for years, long before he was caught. Hillary knew about it. Many political families,
the new age,
they do it.
Monarchy.
They do it all the time. So I don't think for a second Hillary didn't know what was happening. So I don't have a problem with that. However, that's what made Bill Clinton so likable. And I know that sounds silly, but that's what humanized him. We humanized Bill Clinton, and that's why so many people connected with him. All the black culture connected to him for various reasons. And that was something that a lot of the young people gravitated to because, Bill Clinton's the man. Bill Clinton's the man. Look what he was doing. Getting head in the White House. I don't know how many rap songs, countless, right, Bob?
Yeah.
Use that. To this day, they do that. So he definitely humanized the White House. And that's why I think Bill Clinton to this day gets a pass to the mainstream. Hillary, to this day, doesn't even look like a human.
She's like, I'll blow somebody.
Yeah, I'll do it. Hey, Bill. Do you have
I blow Bill all the time. Why doesn't anybody like me?
Hey, Bill, give me Monica Lewinsky's phone number. I
want to be famous.
I will make her go down on me this time. What if
we can swap cigars?
Yeah. I see. And you know what though? You're joking, Bob, but I could totally see that's the type of relationship they had. Totally
I can see that too. Absolutely. Yeah. There's a reason that they say House of Cards is based off them.
Yeah. No, if you listen to the new group of individuals that are now trying to say that the movie solely or the TV show solely based on Donald Trump. Even though the producer specifically said this family is loosely based on the Clintons. But
and it came out for years before he was been running.
Right.
We went in the time machine.
Yeah.
I know. I too love my own facts rather than reality.
So also Thomas, another individual that we love on this network, has also immediately tried to politicize, and that was the man, the myth, the legend, Pat Robertson.
Roger. Oh.
He is a legend because he should be dead.
Yeah.
Hundreds of years ago.
He's a vampire. I don't think. I think the only way. Yeah, I think the only way that you could kill him is to drive the stake through his heart because the guy looks so decrepit.
What heart, Tony?
Somewhere. So we got to find a weak spot. The guy's decrepit.
It's silver.
Horcrux.
Silver will get him, I hear.
You got to get him right in the butthole. That's why he's so afraid.
Okay, Andrew.
The homosexual
Tony, that's
agenda.
all you, man.
That's on you, dude.
Thomas, how did you know my secret? That's my real fear of gays.
Exactly.
If they find out my weakness and they try to anally fuck me.
No wonder you don't want to be near Andrew.
Not only am I going to be anally fucked, but I'll also be fucked, if you get my meaning. So Pat Robertson blames Vegas shooting on disrespect for Trump and the national anthem. And again, this is the danger of these individuals. Hillary Clinton, Pat Robertson, people who have the ears of so many sheep. Pat Robertson, without knowing any facts, just gets on a show the next day, and that's what he says.
I have the answers.
I have the answers, Thomas, and don't you take my voice from me. I'm Pat Robertson.
You are too good at
Yeah,
it.
wait a minute then. Is he saying that young country music fans have disrespect for Donald Trump?
That's my point, Tony, that so many people on the liberal side are saying that these individuals tend to be more Republican. The individuals who go to country music concerts, right?
Yeah.
But then you have, this is an example. This is what I'm talking about. Pat Robertson was zero facts, just starts popping off at the mouth. Pat Robertson, the famed televangelist from the long-running 700 Club show, claimed on Monday, you know what? If you watch the 700 Club, do me a favor. Pick up the sharpest knife in your drawer and slowly run it across your wrist.
I thought you guys shove it up the ass.
Oh, that's
wow.
how you,
that's quicker.
That's how you would kill me, Tony. Not my listeners, please. All right, so he claimed on Monday in aftermath of the Las Vegas attack that the deadliest mass shooting in American history was caused by people disrespecting the president and the flag. As pointed out by Hermit Menta at Pothius? What? The Friendly Atheist column, Robertson said violence in the streets could be explained by a lack of controlling and biblical authority in the United States. Why is it happening? Robertson asked in an audience. The fact that we have disrespectful authority. That's too much effort.
Yeah, it sounds
There is
creepy.
profound disrespect for our president. All across this nation, they say terrible things about him, and it's in the news. It's in other places. There is disrespect now for our national anthem. Disrespect for our veterans, disrespect for the institutions of our government, disrespect for the court system. All the way up and down the line, disrespect. You know what? He's not wrong about disrespect. I mean, I fight trolls all day long about Star Trek Discovery, and they're very rude. So he's not wrong. There are a lot of disrespect. But it shows how truly out of touch Pat Robertson is. And I know that's kind of goes without saying, right? Because he's 95 years old.
95,000.
And he's on the 700 Club. However, he does have the ears of countless thousands of people.
Yeah.
So when you have an individual so out of touch to where he doesn't even understand what's truly going on in this country, and I'm not talking about sides. I'm not talking about the left and the right. I'm talking about things that just common sense aspects. I'm not talking about pro-abortion, anti-abortion, pro-guns, anti-guns. I'm talking about things that would make sense based on the demographic of individuals who listen to country music. His words make no sense. Absolutely not. And then the idea that this country is disrespecting the national anthem. The country. There's a few select individuals who, again, air quotes, are disrespecting the national anthem by taking a kneel, which the funny thing is taking a kneel is the most respectful of things that you can do in retrospect.
To get knighted, you have to do it.
It's all, up is down and down is up. It's all fucked.
Maybe he wants to be on the knees and no one's offering or no one's inviting him.
One knee, Tony.
Too old to get on the knee.
Listen, no, I want young gentlemen to get on one knee. What's this whole thing that people say that you should blow a man on knees? Get on your knees. I don't think
anyone says that.
Yes, I hear it all the time in rap music today.
You listen to rap
that
music?
Boyz II Men song?
Gangsta?
I listen to rap music to teach the wrongness of it. So I listen to it. I need to know. I need to know what it's about. And I don't know what this thing is about getting on your knees. You can blow a dick standing up if you're at the right height. I mean, if I were to blow Thomas Cowley right now, he's a strapping 7-foot tall, young 26-year-old male. I don't need to even bend down to blow him.
Careful, sir, you're leaving a puddle.
And if I were to want head from a young man of age, I don't want to do anything illegal yet. You don't have to be on knees. Kneeling. Kneel. Andrew. Am I not telling the truth? You can blow a dick kneeling. With one knee.
You can.
And that's one of the most respectful things you can do. Can you go ahead and demonstrate how you can blow somebody on one knee? Go ahead, stand up. Bob, can you please get your camera out? Andrew, please, stand up. Take one for the team. Come on, Andrew.
You know what, Mr. Robertson?
Come on, Andrew. I have candy behind my desk.
Because of your position of power as an old dude.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
I will. This is your chance, Andrew. Kill him now.
So
thank you.
Go down.
Everybody stop and let me do this. Andrew, please, at the beckoning of my voice, please slowly kneel. Slowly kneel. Go ahead. Start kneeling very slow.
Is this slow enough for you?
Put your right leg all the way out.
But I'm a lefty.
Put your left leg all the way out. And stick your dick in and do the hokey pokey and shake yourself about. That's what I really like.
Oh God, he's doing things. He's gyrating.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was horrifying.
Yeah, it really was.
Undulating on the floor.
And people listen to that.
I have no idea why. Also in the news, yet some more individuals have also passed away. The wonderful, late, great Tom Petty has passed.
Yeah.
And usually I don't get into tributes of sorts when celebrities die. But Tom Petty was one of the best. And and he's one of my all-time favorites.
Easily. He's a great musician.
Let me just play it for a second.
Crazy about Elvis, loves horses.
Did he say horse?
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not like that? You're just a savage.
Yeah.
If you don't like
You're
this.
an asshole if you don't like Tom Petty.
I was half expecting you to say, meh.
Oh, no, come on. I'm not that bad of a human being.
I was going to kick you out of the show.
Just like 90% of a terrible human being.
I mean, just listen. They just don't make this. They don't make music like this anymore.
For breaking her heart.
Andrew's making faces.
It's just Grandpa reminiscing about the good old days of music.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is Grandpa.
I hate you.
I mean, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
I just was Grandpa a minute ago.
Let me run with you tonight. I'll take you home.
Now, Andrew, when I say they don't make stuff like this, independently, yes. But I'm talking about mainstream audiences don't appreciate music like this anymore.
I agree.
This guy had a great style, too.
Yeah.
He had the whole hat thing going on. Not a lot of people look good with hats.
No, and he looked weird without it.
Yeah.
That's how good. No, that's how good he was with the hat.
Oh, yeah. He looked cool with the hat. I definitely tried to get a little Tom Petty vibe in the early 90s.
Oh, you tried that?
I failed miserably, but I tried. This is just cool music.
It's road trip music.
Yeah. I I mean, just hit after hit.
And the thing is, like, each time you switch songs, I'm like, oh, damn it, because I want to listen to the rest of the song.
God, he's so good.
Do you know how he wrote this one, or when he wrote this one?
I don't.
I found this out today through the internet.
Oh, you found out today?
I did, yes.
Okay.
But he wrote this after his house was burnt down by an arsonist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as kind of a F.U. after the fact.
I thought he wrote this.
The guy like threatened his life and his family even, and then he burnt Tom Petty's house down.
Oh, see, I thought he wrote this after Trayvon Martin died because he will stand his ground.
Can you imagine if Trayvon Martin was thinking about this song?
It was Zimmerman. I'll stand my ground. I'll stand my
just listen
ground.
to this song, you know?
Yeah, see?
Tony's world is different than everyone else.
This is Zimmerman's
No, I
theme.
mean, I could hear him like humming that song, maybe giving it some hip hop flavor. You know, like
I don't think Trayvon was the one that was listening to this. I think Zimmerman.
You never know. You never know. We're stereotyping. Hey, Trayvon may have been into Tom Petty, and you know, like we'll never know. Unfortunately, we'll never know.
How can you not like this music?
You kind of have to be an asshole.
Bobby,
like
are you into music like this?
Yes, I am, sir.
Yeah, okay.
It's not only rap.
Okay. This is all good shit.
It is, dude. It is sad to see him go.
I was going through all his music, and this is the obvious choices, because then you have stuff from his earlier years as well. This is the Heartbreakers, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, which is his earlier groups. And then he has a later group where it was a super group that a lot of people weren't aware that he did, and it was actually with Roy Orbison. Who's the other guy? George Harrison from the Beatles.
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan.
And
that's it. Those four of them.
There's like
Traveling Wilburys.
Yeah, Traveling Wilburys.
Look at you, Thomas.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Wow, Bob, are you surprised he actually knows music?
I doubt it. I think it's all shit he heard today.
No, it's not.
I mean, look at this song. This is just great music. This is all American music. Well, despite all the hate on Bob Dylan, a lot of people like to say he's not good. I mean, Bob Dylan is great, and you combine him with Tom Petty and George Harrison. I mean, that's great. And Roy Orbison. That is a super group. How can you not like their music?
Well, it's all right, as long as you lend a hand. You can sit around and wait for the phone to ring.
And there he is with his hat again.
Yep. Every time.
Did ladies like Tom Petty besides the obvious because he was a musician and a talent? Do you think did women like his look? Do you guys know? Like with the hat and thing, was he an attractive looking individual?
I know that my buddy's mom was super into him, but again,
what about you as you know, now that you're going to be bisexual very soon? How about you? Do you find him attractive?
He's not exactly my type.
No,
but
he's
he
my
can
type.
Pull off the hat.
He's my type. If I was gay, that's the kind of guy I'd like. A musician, broken, just like my women. Broken, tattooed up, drugs.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I have one type, whether it's female or male.
It has nothing to do with genitalia.
I love broken souls because I have a fixing complex. I can fix you.
Oh, you're one of them.
Oh.
Did you say gross, Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best thing you've said in like the last 4 shows.
Hey, the Rain Man Show will be right back.
It's because of my fist.
Good story.
Tweeter and the Monkey Man were hard up for cash. They stayed up all night selling cocaine and hash. To an undercover cop who had a sister named Jan. For reasons unexplained, she loved the Monkey Man. Tweeter was a
Have you ever wanted something so bad that you do just about anything for it? Well, that's exactly how we feel about you. That's right. AdamandEve.com wants you so bad. We're giving you 10 free gifts with your first order. You heard me right. That's 10 free gifts to spice up your love life. First, you'll get a sexy surprise for her. Second, an adventurous toy for him. And third, a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, you'll get 6 full-length adult movies on DVD. And number 10, free shipping on your entire order. That's 10 free gifts for you shy types who've never tried Adam and Eve before. Just go to adamandeve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy, a sexy piece of lingerie, or anything you desire. Just enter offer code DEAL30 at checkout, and you'll get all 10 free gifts, including free shipping. That's offer code DEAL30. That's DEAL30 at adamandeve.com.
The Rain Man Show with Michael Flores.
We have some tech issues in the studio today, Thomas.
We did, yeah.
I think we got it straightened out, though. You sound better now.
It does. I think so. I mean, normally I sound so amazing as it is.
You do.
You know.
You do. I mean, you're no Spyder Harrison from Sirius XM, but I mean...
No, you know.
Have you heard this guy, though?
I have not, no.
All right, let me pull something up. You got to hear...
Is it good or is it bad?
It confuses me. It confuses me.
In the same way that the Game of Thrones YouTube popularity confused you?
Well, that's no talent whatsoever.
Right. Is it along those lines?
Yes, because sometimes it blows my mind to find out what is popular to people and what people like. And when you listen to Spyder Harrison, he does have talent, but I question why this is considered the radio norm. Okay, here we go. Why is this the radio norm, Thomas?
America's hit music channel, Sirius XM, hits one with Spyder Harrison and One Direction's Niall Horan on the phone.
First off, he's yelling.
What? Yeah, dude, you're way too fucking loud.
Okay, and this guy is like the go-to DJ of people. Spyder Harrison is one of the most recognized voices in radio. He has an entire voiceover company where he makes millions of dollars. This guy is very popular. But listen to him, okay?
Phone.
Hello.
You're playing.
He's a big radio guy from back in the day. Like, he's been in all the radio stations. They syndicated his top countdown radio show.
To cut down on the coffee.
In countless markets.
For a huge crowd this morning in Central Park in New York City, huh?
Yeah, we've done it before, but last time we did it, it was like in the snow. It was quite cold.
Yeah.
So this time to do it in the sunshine with the new song.
Yeah, I remember last year when we talked, you were having a pretty good time in New York City. It's like,
like what is that? Like,
why are you recording in the hallway?
Why is that considered talent?
Dude, I don't know.
Why is that considered talent? Where he's not even forming sentences correctly. It sounds like me on our third hour shows where I'm drunk. Or you now.
Or me now. Back in time again.
Are you underwater again, Thomas?
I am. Yeah. I'm a borderline in the closet and underwater.
It seems like we push the limits of the studio when we add an additional mic. Usually when we have that fifth voice in the studio and we just push too much power.
It can't handle it.
It can't handle your voice.
It's my fault when I'm in the studio. It's my fault when I'm not here because I'm probably the last one to touch it.
Well, you were the last one to touch it, so probably. Yeah, so I would just ignore it, Thomas, because usually on the live and in the recording, it doesn't come through.
Then I won't worry too much.
Just try to.
It sounds weird right now, but all right.
That I'm doing that on purpose, but let me try to fix this live on the. This is amateur radio. Here I am
complaining. That's why Spyder Harrison.
Yeah, Here I am complaining about Spyder Harrison and wondering why he's successful. Well, because he doesn't have tech issues.
Well, then again, he sounded like he was in the hallway,
and also he didn't sound like he's underwater like you do. You literally sound yeah.
Reporting live from Atlantis.
Reporting live. Hold on a second.
The search for Aquaman is on.
Shame.
I'm going to play that for us because we have to do an audio check on the air. So just Thomas, keep talking.
Shame.
Okay. So, whales have destroyed the southern part of the city after a riot in the streets, not wanting to be the taxi service for the royal family.
That is interesting, Thomas. Is there anything else going on down there that you can explain?
The shark community has decided that they will, in fact, vote for the blue team.
The blue team? Who's running for the blue team?
I've only been here for about 20 minutes. I'm not entirely certain just yet.
You should know everything. Google it.
Shame. Shame.
As you can tell, the reception isn't fantastic down in it.
No, the reception here is a little bad.
Because he lives in a pineapple.
Shame.
I'm currently talking into a conch shell.
Shame.
Somehow that's working.
Shame.
There's an angry man in the background here. He takes issue with me being
I don't know what's going on.
It is in a pineapple under the sea.
Shame.
Thomas, is your mic not even on now?
Dude, I don't even know anymore.
No, it's there ish.
It's just some weird parallel dimension
the worst
that I am sitting in.
Thomas is in the upside down.
The upside down world?
Yes.
Shame.
I remember Poltergeist.
Yep.
Let's cut our losses tonight. Let's cut our losses.
Come back.
Come on.
Goodbye, Thomas.
Oh, come on.
Shame.
That's what.
Whoa,
Shame.
Jesus.
If Tony drove the
Shame.
submarine, he would leave me at the bottom of the sea.
Shame.
You have an hour's worth of air.
And
No, that's what I expect from Tony.
All right, so this guy, let's make fun of some. You know what? I'm not even going to make fun of anybody. After this shit show, forget it. When I'm feeling good about myself and what we do, then I will save this topic and we'll go to it on a later date.
I blame Bobby.
Especially being 21 legal.
Legal. That's how he talks.
He sounds like he's in the hallway. There's
Yeah.
like an echo to his voice.
Of course, 'cause
Reverb.
that's what you do.
Reverb's tight.
1940 since the 40s.
I remember last year when we talked, you were having a pretty good time in New York City. Looks like you're having a...
That's just trying too hard. You're trying to enunciate so hard that you're even enunciating your laughter.
I can feel the pain his cheeks are in trying
Yeah.
to smile talk the
Yeah.
whole time.
I mean, I get tired after doing 3 hours of recording with David when we do Star Trek, trying to enunciate and talk. I start hurting. Imagine doing that the entire time. He must know how to go down on a chick real good, huh?
Or
Get
suck
that.
a dick.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
How Thomas goes to suck a dick first.
I know. We'll make TC buy.
I got a pumpkin spice latte the other day,
yeah.
so it's already having effect.
He's a quarter of the way there.
See how he tweeted that out to me as well. I think he's
I
prepping
tagged
us.
everybody on that one, but yeah.
Here we are the entire time
Making fun of Andrew.
making fun of Andrew.
And it's really Thomas that's pursuing Andrew.
Yeah.
There we go.
Here we are making fun of Andrew and trying to get Andrew to come out of the closet and be who he is as an individual, and yet it's Thomas.
You were just poking at the wrong holes.
Yes. All right, we need to move on. I don't want to turn down a gay tunnel again.
Is that what they call it?
Yes, in the gay communities. All right, so Bobby is in studio today for a reason. He didn't just come in here to suck out the power of Thomas's microphone.
Is that what we're saying? Was he on his knees?
Is everything a gay innuendo? I'm going to retitle the show. All right, so Bobby is in studio today to kind of introduce a new game, Thomas. We mentioned it. I believe it was on a Patreon exclusive show where we were making fun of Tony putting money into fantasy football. And we quickly turned it into something very non-PC.
As we do.
Yeah, of course. And we came up with the idea that we do fantasy football, the felony version, where we try to figure out how many football players will actually be arrested during the season. Because as we know, during those bye weeks, they usually go shoot up their hoods.
And bye weeks start this Sunday.
Yeah, or they beat their bitch, or they get arrested for drugs.
Or all three.
Yeah.
Why
So
stop at one?
Bobby, not taking anything in jest on this show, he realizes that he needs to quickly put together a bit based on just a throwaway sentence I said, which that's why Bobby is an asset. So Bob, without further ado, introduce us to this fantasy football felony edition. What are you calling it exactly?
Fantasy felony football.
Okay, that's a tongue twister. But
I think no matter what, it's good.
We'll go ahead with that. Go ahead.
So basically what we need to do is each member of the Rain Man crew will draft a position on the field. So like a quarterback, running back, wide receiver.
Well, hold on. Can we get listeners involved as well?
If we want. I don't know how we would do this, but...
Well, let's talk about the rules, explain it all to us, and then we'll see if we can include... Oh, I just burped on the mic. And this is why Spyder Harrison... This is why Spyder Harrison has a career in radio. And here I'm wondering why...
why it's not working.
I'm never going to make fun of a radio guy again, because he's doing everything I'm not doing. All right, go ahead, Bob.
So I wanted each member of the Rain Man crew to draft a position.
Okay.
Once that position is gone, nobody else can draft it. So if you were to choose quarterback, nobody else can pick quarterback.
Crap.
And then when it came back around to you, you would pick a crime out of the 11 top crimes in the NFL.
Is rape in one of those?
Yes, sexual assault is in there.
Oh, my God.
So if you pick...
Sexual assault isn't necessarily rape, though. Can we break those up?
No.
And make it 12?
No, I just have it as sex crimes.
Okay.
So
we pick the first round is the position, the second round is the crime.
Or if you want to pick the crime first, it's up to you.
Ooh.
It's always a draft strategy.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Do they have to be active players?
Yes.
Oh, you know what?
You can't pick somebody who's already been convicted and
No,
call it a
he's
win.
just saying like an ex-quarterback, or if OJ, he wants to pick OJ.
Yeah.
He's
my number one guy.
You can't just pick
like,
someone
I'm
who
going to pick a
is
running
gonna
back
win.
because OJ is out and running
Like
around
betting
again.
on the horse that already won the race.
Juice is loose.
Oh, God.
Betting on the horse that's already raced. That's so true.
That's exactly what Tony's trying to do. He already killed someone. Can I pick that guy?
Yeah!
I win. Look at that. Aaron Hernandez. I pick him.
Oh! Does he have to be alive?
Do you get doubles for suicide?
Yeah.
Wait,
do we really?
What? No.
Oh. This is some game.
All right, so we pick those two.
We pick those two, and then we keep track throughout the season. So if you pick like a defensive back and a defensive back gets a DUI, you win.
Can we extend this into the off season as well?
We can do it as long as it
Because
takes.
off season's when they really get violent.
Yeah, if we want.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do it as long as you want. If
I say
if
we
want,
run this. I say we run. Let's end the main game. Maybe you could revise this a bit. End the main season, but then we have a Pro Bowl season as well.
The off season.
Yeah, that'll be our off season. The Pro Bowl.
There we go.
Okay, we'll do the off season.
Yeah.
But
we'll roll it into one massive prize. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So go through the rules one more time.
So I will randomize the name of the order, and that's where you're going to draft pick. So if you pick first, you get to either pick your position that you think is going to do the crime, or you get to pick the crime that you want first. It's all up to you.
Damn.
And I gave you guys stats to kind of look at what.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that was it.
Where's that link?
That was.
It's in the notes.
In our. It's in the notes.
It's in the Facebook page.
It's in the Facebook page on the private.
The network Facebook.
The network Facebook page.
Wow.
So
this cheat sheet's good.
So you can go in there and you can look and you can see there's mass DUIs, but then you got to link that up with a position to figure out whether that combo will happen.
Okay.
And when are we picking these?
You want to pick? We can pick them right now.
Okay.
Or we can pick them after the show. It's up to you.
Wait,
whether you think it's radio or not.
Okay, I'm kind of foggy on the rules just because I'm an idiot right now. So why don't you explain it one more time to Thomas, and then Thomas can go first.
Okay. Well, we're gonna let Thomas get the number one pick.
Oh, all right.
Wait. Okay, hold on. First off, we need to think of wages, right? Do we need to put some money in this?
If you guys want to put money on it,
yeah, we have to. We still owe Andrew $40.
Well,
yep.
You want to put your winnings on the line here?
You know what? Yes,
that's a good
Let
idea.
it roll.
I'll let it roll
Or let it ride.
Double or nothing, $40.
Ooh. Wait, double or nothing?
Well, it would
For
actually
him, it'd
be.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all the money he has to his name, guys.
Really
Come on.
He's like, I really need
that
that.
he still doesn't actually have.
Especially now since he's getting kicked out of his mom's house.
I got this IOU.
All right. So
So what are we going to do? $40 a person?
$40 a person. Is it just this network? Is it the network or is it this show?
Just
This
the show.
show.
And
Then
maybe
$40 a person.
$40 a person, and maybe we'll open it up to the listeners if we like the way it's going for the first 2 weeks. Is that even possible to do that with this game?
I don't know if it's going to be, if we can open it up
What
that
if
way.
we did another one?
Or the other thing is we could probably do something with the listeners where we let them bet on you guys.
I just say maybe the listeners picks which one of us will win.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to easily pick bisexual Thomas because our listeners are sexual pervs, and they like the
We
idea.
prefer the term deviant.
Yeah. If Thomas becomes the most popular person on our show because he becomes bisexual, I'm going bisexual as well. I will out bisexual you.
And then we'll film a video. Whoa.
So that's what happens when we get to 100.
Exactly.
You and Mike get together.
Oh, that's just disgusting even thinking about it.
See, he already tapped out.
Well, you're a big dude.
I need. Well, will you wear a Tom Petty hat, Thomas? So dumb. All right.
All right, so you have to randomize the order of us here.
Yes.
And then whoever gets first will get to either pick A, a position, or B, they could pick the crime.
Yes.
You get one of each,
Yep.
And then throughout the season, we track who gets the most.
Yes.
So if you had, quarterback with DUI and you get a shit ton, then you could win. If you get, quarterback and DUI and there's, for whatever reason, there's none of them, let's get real, then you'd be in dead last.
Yes.
Like normal fantasy football.
Normal fantasy football. You're
You have to wait
betting
week
on the
to
players.
week. Okay.
So we're not picking a player, we're picking a position.
A position.
Okay.
Correct.
Yes,
All
because I figured it'd be a lot easier than a. So I randomized the order. It's going to go Thomas, Tony, Mike, Andrew. Andrew, because you're the 4th pick, you get the 4th and 5th pick.
That's how it works.
So it's a snake style.
Snake style draft.
Okay.
I'm so confused.
Now we just got to figure out what.
Have you ever done
positions
fantasy
are.
football?
No, I don't do stupid stuff, Thomas.
Okay.
Says the guy with magic cards all
I
over
know,
his
right?
table.
Hey, simmer down. Those magic cards it was me trying to be a good father to my son, okay? So don't make fun of that. Or
To fulfill his childhood fantasy.
Or do that and become a douche on this network.
All right, so just watch how Tony and I guess, will do it. So I'm going to go with picking a crime first because I feel like that.
Okay, so the crimes are domestic violence, drugs, DUI.
Can you say these more with an attitude? Like street.
The crimes be domestic violence, drugs, DUI, disorderly conduct,
backhanding a bitch,
shooting a fool with a gun, assault and battery, resisting arrest because I run from the popo, theft because sometimes I got to steal my shit back, reckless driving.
What is that, OJ?
Sex crimes because, who says no?
Oh.
Or resisting arrest. Oh, I said I had resisting arrest twice.
Yeah, here we go.
God.
Here we go.
Well,
This is my favorite game.
Well, minorities usually do it more than once anyway, so it's okay that you said it twice.
Well, okay. So you're going to go with the crime first.
I'm going to go with the crime first. Oh, man. I'm going to pick...
Why does Thomas get first? That's bullshit.
I'm going to pick DUI / alcohol.
Now, once he picks DUI, no one else can pick it.
DUI is off the board.
Right.
You're going to lose.
But now it goes to Tony.
Now it goes to Tony.
Okay.
So you can either pick a crime
or a position
that will commit said crime.
And I'm going to say the Juice is Loose is my team name.
God damn it.
And the Juice is Loose will pick second, and we will pick domestic violence.
Domestic violence for Juice is Loose.
Yes.
Andrew, you are on the clock.
Mike was third.
Mike.
Oh, Mike is third. Sorry.
All right, so your name is the Juice is Loose, your team?
Yep.
All right, I'm the Hernandez Keepers.
Yeah. Attaboy, Mike.
And I'm going to pick sexual assault.
Well, hold on.
Wait, what?
I'm just letting you know you could pick position because nobody's picked position yet.
Oh.
So if you the most likely to commit a crime,
all right,
and then you pick a crime that fits that position.
Quarterbacks tend to be white.
True.
So I'm going to go with the running back.
Running back.
Is that racist? Yes. You know
Not
what?
in my world.
I am doing what Hillary Clinton does not do, or Pat Robertson. I'm going based on facts. If you look at the stats of the crimes being committed in NFL, has nothing to do with race per se. However, there are a lot of black players. It's a numbers game. So because there happens to be a large majority of black individuals in the sport known as the NFL, or in the league known as the National Football League, it would make sense that those crimes would be committed by black individuals. So that's my positioning
Okay,
statement.
whatever makes you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
All right, so Mike has
It
picked
works.
running back.
Running back.
Yes.
Now we go to Andrew for 2 straight picks.
Is there any gay crimes that they can do?
Okay, so what are the what are the crime categories that are left?
We have drugs, disorderly conduct, gun charges, assault and battery, resisting arrest, theft, reckless driving, and sex crimes.
Oh dear.
Sex crimes for 500?
So for my position,
Missionary.
Doggy.
what? Somebody picked a position on already.
Mike picked running back.
It just
running back?
happened.
I just want to make sure it's a recap. I want to pick cornerback for my position.
You want cornerback,
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
not quarterback.
I want corner with a C.
All right.
Okay.
He's trying to flex his knowledge and impress you.
And you get to pick again.
I have a Wikipedia page with all the stuff up.
Okay, that's nice. Keep on going.
So then what is your crime? You need the fifth pick then.
I would like assault and battery.
Okay.
You also got to pick a team name.
The Rough Boys?
I got nothing.
How about the Bottoms?
How about the Bottoms?
Corner Bottoms.
All right, so now it goes back to Mike, and you get to pick your crime.
Okay. Sexual assault has been taken off the board?
No.
By Tony, I thought.
No.
Domestic violence.
He had domestic violence.
Yes, sexual assault is still up there.
Is backhanding on there?
That would be pimp slapping a bitch. It could be considered a sex crime.
Is it on there?
No.
Oh. What about what about pistol smacking?
I think that would be a gun charge.
Okay.
There's also drugs.
How about pimping? Is pimping on there?
Would that be theft because he's stealing the booty?
That's not a crime according to these players.
All right, I'm going to go with the Hernandez keepers. We'll go with sexual assault.
Okay. All right, now it's back to Tony.
All right.
And he gets to pick his position.
The juice is loose. We pick the wide receivers.
Wide receivers
because
is
they
off
all
the board.
guilty. They all guilty.
Oh.
Thomas, we need a team name for you.
The Crackers.
How about the Bi-Curious?
Bi with the DUI.
The Bike Crackers.
The Bi-Weeklies.
Bi-Weeklies. There we go.
I like Bike Crackers.
I personally
That sounds like an advertisement. Buy crackers. And I will pick quarterback.
Blue collar crime. I like where you're
DUI.
thinking. Like where you're thinking. That makes sense, actually.
All right.
That'll
do.
Okay, so what's the combos then?
So the combos are Thomas has quarterback and DUIs.
I don't think you're going to win, Thomas.
The juice is loose has wide receivers and domestic violence.
He's probably going to win.
Trophy, man. Give me the trophy. Woo! Let's go, Cowboys.
Hasn't even started. Go Cowboys. Jesus.
Hernandez keepers has running back and sex crimes.
I'm worried. That's a good combo. That's a solid combo.
The bottoms
there.
has defensive backs or cornerbacks.
Corner bottoms.
Corner bottoms. Okay, the corner bottoms. And assault and battery.
Yeah, that could be also a sleeper there. I'm worried about Thomas. You got the long shot.
I got a long shot, but DUI is pretty heavy. And alcohol crimes are pretty heavy.
Yeah, but them wide receivers, they got a short temper. Come on!
You know the game's not tonight, right?
Game starts right now. They could be beating people right now. You don't know.
I am hoping for a wide receiver with a short fuse and a mouthy woman.
Tony's going to be out there at the Cardinals games just fucking egging them on.
You hear what that bitch said about you? You hear what that bitch said about you?
Yo, Larry, come on.
Bet you Fitz won't slap a bitch.
I'm going to hire a prostitute and then tell her not to have sex with my guy. So that then he will be more apt at sexual assault. I'm like, tease the penis a bit and then bail. I'm with you, Tony. We're going to make sure we win this.
Yes.
Because $40 is more than worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. We're terrible
I feel
people.
I feel really good. I love this game, Bobby. This is awesome.
So now I have to track deaths and NFL crimes.
Hey, that could overlap.
By the way, not to change the subject, but who's winning on our death pool right now? Because I picked Hugh Hefner.
Yes, you did.
Oh, hold on. Who's steering the show?
I didn't bring it up.
No, I'm excited. I'm on a roll. I mean, I got wide receivers with like short tempers.
He's all excited now, Mike. That's the issue.
I can already tell you a bunch of wide receivers who are
People didn't know Tony was on the show till 10 minutes ago.
All right. So, you know what? I actually did have this on the notes, did I not?
Yep.
Yeah.
Have us on. Do you have an update on the death pool?
Hugh Hefner passed away.
Yes.
Which was Tony's pick.
I'm sorry.
When did we call that?
It was the second show of the end of the year show in the last 5 minutes of the show. Andrew picked Mike. I picked Andrew.
Right.
I picked Andrew.
No, I listened to it.
Oh, really? Andrew picked that I would die?
Andrew picked you would die.
Jesus.
And then who was my other pick? Because my second pick did pass away in March.
Who?
I listened to the show. There was no second pick.
That's why you owe me $40.
No, it was from the year before.
That's right.
It was last year's death pool.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's what we owe him money for.
So it's 2 years with interest.
We only did one pick. Bobby, we only did one pick.
Yeah, no, that was Andrew's referring to a previous year.
Oh,
but last year, Andrew picked Mike. Tony picked Hugh Hefner, didn't he?
Tony picked Hugh Hefner.
Look at you.
Didn't you pick Nancy Reagan?
You picked the Queen?
You're a win. I picked the Queen.
No, that was Mike.
Mike picked the Queen.
I picked Jimmy Carter.
And you picked Jimmy Carter.
Political.
I'm still alive and kicking.
And Andrew picked Mike.
Okay, so now at this point, I gotta hope that the Queen and Jimmy Carter stay alive.
Yes.
Okay.
And if they do, he gets...
I don't know. The Queen's pretty sickly.
There was no bet set on the air, but I think it's a
Dear
$20
Lord,
thing.
All right,
please
$20.
watch over
It was
Mike
20, yeah.
and the Queen and Jimmy Carter. Protect them.
That's the one thing he prays for. for $20 fucking dollars.
Dear Lord, have a wide receiver.
Yes. No,
Commit a crime.
I'm praying for my friend Mike and the Queen and Jimmy Carter.
For ulterior reasons.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Tony, what do you give thanks for this year?
The Queen's not going to go anywhere.
Yes, exactly.
He doesn't die.
Well, yeah.
Or age.
Another one.
She doesn't die at all.
The Grinch? Oh.
Haven't spoken with her for a while.
That's been a while.
Everyone shut up.
Oh, yes, I'm here, everybody.
Do I take a knee when she comes in the room?
You bring up a great topic, Bobby, and that's why I'm here today. I've transported myself through British technology into the studio, and I'm here to tell you that you don't hear this nonsense in the UK. Everybody kneels. It's what you do for the anthem. You kneel before Zod. You kneel before the Queen.
Is there a relation there?
Yes, Zod is king of Krypton.
Is that how you lived for so long?
Yes.
You're a Kryptonian?
And I'm the Queen. We're very connected. So you're getting me off track here, but Trump, he just has no control over this country. Look at me. I've managed to keep my grisly, wrinkled thumb over the UK. Yes, it is a small island, but I've had control over my people. We sell tickets to my grandson's wedding, and people buy it. I have no control at all, no power, and yet you people, well, not you people, but my people.
What do you mean, you people?
You know what I mean. My people continue to pay taxes to keep the lights on in my castles across the country. And you people are fighting about medical health care. Medical health care, the people of the United Kingdom know nothing about that. They're too busy paying my castle. My castle fees.
They need to buy new tapestries.
In fact, if you look on your tax is every year, it says it. Tapestry fees. I must have new tapestries every single year.
Jesus. Oh my God.
That takes way too much energy.
I forgot how much I love that.
That takes a lot of effort.
It's hard.
Bye, Queen.
All right, are we ready for news? Are we ready for news?
We can be ready for the news.
And now it's time for news with Andrew.
I ate a bunch of corn. To start things off, we have a marathon runner's penis slipping out of his shorts as he reaches the end of his race.
I wonder who picked this story.
Andrew does do the news.
Yeah,
I do.
I know.
A man's penis and testicles slipped out of his shorts as he took on the last stretch of a marathon. Joseph Urban put on a fine display to finish 10th in last weekend's Kolsis Peace Marathon in
10th,
Slovakia.
10th and last?
No, 10th place in last weekend's.
Okay.
In Slovakia, it is one of Europe's oldest marathon length races. As the competitor neared the finish line, his package flopped out and vigorously bounced around, giving onlookers an eyeful as they cheered him on.
Would you stop racing for just a half minute to fix that?
I would just hope it's hard so I finish first.
He now has 3 legs. He's disqualified. He's using illegal racing techniques. He's using 3 legs rather than 2.
That man just won by a head.
Joseph either didn't notice his misfortune or he didn't care. The runner notched up a personal best, shaving 27 seconds off of his previous record.
Wow.
It was toward the final 100 meters that Joseph really set pace, which, while earning him
at first I was envious when I read the headline. I was like, man, this guy's penis is coming out of his shorts. But I think, knee-length shorts. That's what most people wear nowadays.
Not joggers.
But then I looked at what he's wearing, and I mean, it's basically underwear, what he's wearing. I'm like, come on.
Those are runner shorts. There's a standard...
Don't justify how homoerotic.
According to the runner's guide, your shorts have to be 4 inches.
Testicle length. That's an actual. It's an actual rule that your shorts have to be a certain length.
Penis length.
Yep.
Ball length.
That's why Thomas doesn't run.
Indeed, at one point, Joseph ran with such energy that it looked as though his private parts may separate themselves entirely from his groin.
Oh.
Thankfully, though,
did he at least have a big peen or what?
The photos that are provided are blurred out, unfortunately.
Is it a big blur?
Yeah, Bob knows. Is it a big blur or a small blur?
It's an average blur.
That's usually how I judge nipple size on chicks.
Yeah.
The crowd, like Joseph, didn't seem bothered. They cheered him raucously on.
They were probably just yelling, dude, your dick's out. He thought, they love me! They love me!
They're just pointing and laughing.
Yeah.
A few of the astonished expressions, crowd members had astonished expressions, a handful of laughs, but mainly people celebrated a fine 26 miles, balls and all.
Wow. All right, what else do we have in the news?
A bizarre calendar that puts naked glamour models alongside fish launches for a 5th year after becoming a smash hit.
Scratch a sniff.
Oh.
Oh.
A bizarre
really
calendar.
A thing?
A bizarre calendar that puts naked glamour models alongside carp has launched for the 5th year after becoming a smash hit. Hendrik Pohler's unusual creation has become an Amazon bestseller and the most popular sports calendar in his homeland, Germany.
Let's not give this guy any kudos quite yet. I mean, essentially, you're selling boobs, and that's one of the most easiest things to sell. He's not innovative. You're not an innovative thinker, dude. I mean, I could do the same thing right now.
I just combined my 2 passions.
I'm going to take park
fishing and titties.
Yeah, I'm going to take all my collection of pop vinyls and create a calendar now. But I'm going to have a hot chick behind each pop vinyl conveniently blocking the boob and the gash. And guess what? It's a top seller!
It probably would be, too.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about it.
The 29-year-old from Emstek in the country's northwest said it took him 8 weeks to make the latest edition.
Well, let's not pretend.
Catching large carp and then...
It took him 8 weeks because he was probably jerking it to the photos, too. As he was editing in the Photoshop. Oh, God, this one looks great. Oh, carp.
Catching large carp and then asking models to pose with the slippery fish.
What a perv. He just found a gimmick.
Oh, he did.
That's all it was. He's a pervert like Hugh Hefner that found a gimmick. I love pussy. Let's turn it into art. Go ahead.
Each month features a scantily clad or naked woman posing with a large...
However, Hugh Hefner knew how to run with it. He classed it up. He was just a pervert with an idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he made it classy.
And then he's all, hey, you know what? Oh, I really love pussy. Oh, I love those boobs. I'm kind of goofy looking. I don't really get a lot of ass, but let me see what I can do. Let me give some opportunities to some women. Not all women. Not all. I need to talk with a... Someone give me a cigar, please. I need a cigar. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Not all women. Not all women need these opportunities. Ow. Not all women need these opportunities. Not all of them. So how am I going to afford women opportunities? Not ugly women. Good-looking women. Because I need history to remember me as an icon. someone who gave women opportunities. Ugly women, gimpy women, no.
Well, this is the 50s, so we can get away with that.
All types of opportunities. I'm going to save them, Thomas. Save them. I'm going to save them from themselves.
Only that guy they met at the bus stop?
Only if you're hot. Ugly women don't need to be saved. They don't need opportunities.
Okay, well, that seems...
Hey, you want to be in my magazine if you're hot? If you're hot, here's my card. If you're ugly, go eat food from the alley.
Food from the alley? A big drop-off.
And then Hugh Hefner becomes a legend. I don't know where that came from. Anyways.
That's the American dream.
It really is. All right. What else does it say?
After the release of 2018's Carpanizer Erotic Carp Fishing Calendar.
It sounds made up.
Polar
said, it is.
Polar said, I started selling in Germany, but now we have friends all over the world, especially in the U.S.
I'm an artist.
On Amazon, we are ranked in the top best-selling calendars. In Germany, it's always the #1 sports calendar. I sell fishing equipment for carp anglers. That was one of my intentions for creating.
Yeah. That was your intention to sell, using hot women to sell your product. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but dude, don't pretend you were trying to do something. Just say, hey, look, I have an idea. I'm a pervert. I like boobs like most men. And I decided to use sex to sell fishing wire.
Carp themselves are not very sexy. So how do we sex it up, guys?
Yeah, exactly. I can't take photos of carp.
Their mouths are big.
Oh, Jesus. Tony, no more in these meetings. No more. How many times do we have to tell you?
Jesus, continue, please.
The other is, why not combine the best two things in the world? Beautiful carps and nice girls.
I think one of those is wrong.
Nice girls. How about nice carp and beautiful women? All right. Wait. What else do we have in the news, Andrew? What else do we have in the news? Please continue.
We are going to touch on the Las Vegas shooting.
What?
Just for a moment. Unless I got that wrong. No, I did not. We're good. The gunman may have planned an earlier attack before targeting the concert.
Okay.
Marlo Danley, the girlfriend of the gunman in the Las Vegas man shooting, is expected to return to the United States from the Philippines for questioning.
What? Tony?
Oh, God, it all comes full circle.
A federal law enforcement official has said on Tuesday. The authorities are scouring the personal and financial history of the gunman just days after the deadliest mass shootings in the United States, which left 59 people dead, including the gunman. The federal official said Mr. Paddock wired thousands of dollars to the Philippines, and the FBI was scrutinizing the transaction.
I need to talk to some relatives right now.
12 rifles the gunman had in his
If you've seen the photo, she kind of looks like Tony's mom. A little bit.
Oh, God.
She does a little bit.
I need to talk to one of my relatives right now.
It might be your aunt, Tony.
No comment. Is that the FBI?
Wouldn't that be some shit?
That'd be awesome.
That would be fucking terrible.
It'd be great for the show. Tony gets arrested.
Just me on CNN.
Yeah.
I knew Tony had it in his family.
I'll be dragged out of the studio in handcuffs. And I'll be like shouting, Rayman Digital!
Oh, no, please don't do
I
that.
might send an anonymous tipper right now.
12 rifles the gunman had in his hotel suite on Sunday were outfitted with a bump stock, a device that would enable them to fire hundreds of rounds per minute, an agent with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives said at a news conference late Tuesday. A few things. The police received a first call about shots being fired at 10:08 p.m. On Sunday, and the shooter stopped firing at 10:19 p.m. Around the time security guards approached his 32nd floor luxury suite at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino.
I mean, how do you really, when you really think about this massacre, we haven't really discussed it in a serious light. I don't really have a lot to say in terms of how you handle a situation like this, because the way I look at it is, number one, let me just say this, okay? When you say the word gun control, you immediately set so many people off. So if a politician was smart, who's opposed to too many guns and they want tougher gun laws, they need to just get rid of that word, because it immediately shuts people down. And but how do you control a man who is intent on killing a mass amount of individuals? They debate, they argue, they fight. Social media gets up in arms, but how do you truly prevent someone who is sick in the head, who wants to kill a large amount of people? Now, let me I'm not asking you. It's hypothetical.
Sure.
I'm not opposed to gun control. But, and I say that with the most careful of ways to say that, because I think every American in this country should have a gun. I'm a gun advocate. I think your son, your daughter, your wife, your grandmother, that's why this country has managed to repress a lot of government tyranny over the years. And it's something that a lot of countries and people from other countries can't really come to terms with. And I don't put them down. I understand it because so many people they have the mentality, they have the enslaved mentality. People from the United Kingdom, and I'm not putting them down, God bless the Queen, they don't know what it's like to be raised around guns because they have no basis for it. They have no concept what it means to have a gun in your home and to feel that type of safety. I have various guns in this home. Do you guys ever see it?
No, didn't even know.
I'm a gun advocate, but I'm very careful with it because I think, much like Spider-Man, with great responsibility. What is it? Great power.
Great power.
With great power comes great responsibility. A gun is very powerful, and you need to exercise a certain amount, not a certain amount, a large amount of responsibility.
Absolutely.
And not every American, unfortunately, even though I just said every child should have a gun, not every American deserves a gun.
They're not everyone's responsible enough.
And this is where gun control, my version of gun control, comes into play. I think it's our right, but you have to deserve that right. I don't think we should register our weapons. My guns aren't registered. Nobody knows I have it. I bought mine from a private party because I don't want the government knowing. I don't even want a background check on me.
It was that cousin, wasn't it?
No. My gun was bought legally, but in the state of Arizona, you can buy from a private party.
Yeah.
And nobody will know you have that gun. I don't think we should register guns. I don't think it's the government's right to know what we have in our home. And it protects me if this country ever goes south. And for those liberals who don't think that's possible, aren't they crying every day about Donald Trump and what he's doing to this country? And they are terrified of Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
Terrified. So how do you feel comfortable? By having a way to protect yourself and not having to rely on this government. But saying that now, I feel like there needs to be measures put in place, especially after we had this massive shooting. One of the largest massive shootings in recent American history. Disgusting. There needs to be some types of checks and balances. I'm not saying sanctioned by the federal government. I don't think they should be having tabs on who owns guns, but there needs to be something, a license, a test, something to prevent, something to be a bumper between the mentally ill or people who wish to do ill will towards the individuals in this country. And it's not an easy task. It's not. I'm not going to sit here right now and pretend it's an easy task. It's easier said than done. But this country was built on guns. It'll never go away. It's in our fabric. It's in our DNA. It's not going to go anywhere. So then the liberals need to then say, well, this is what we need. What do you guys want? And they have to throw away all their preconceptions, all their crazy demands, and come up with something that can protect citizens. Because how do you prevent something like that from happening?
You get mental health and mental health treatment into the mainstream. As soon as we start talking about these issues that we internalize and we get that into the mainstream, there's not going to be, in my opinion, as much of, oh, this person was clearly a lunatic.
I agree with you, Andrew. Now, there is that argument that says, where people say, well, the people who want to do bad things aren't going to receive their guns, aren't going to get their guns legally. However, let's not make it easy for them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we need to register weapons. I'm not saying we need to take away weapons. I'm saying there needs to be something. There needs to be, just like we get a driver's license, we get a license to be able to drive a vehicle because it's a dangerous object, right?
Right.
It's our right, unlike the Saudi women, to travel and get ourselves from A to B, correct?
Yeah.
And in order to do that, we can't just get behind the wheel. We have to get a license.
There needs to be something. You can't have
there has to be something.
No guns is not realistic. All guns all the time is not realistic. You have to come to some kind of compromise, some new system. Something needs to be done.
And not drastic either.
No,
because it's never going to happen. It's just not.
But I don't think it has to be drastic, but I think somebody needs to actually have a compromise decision.
Exactly. People need to truly want to make something happen and change, and they have to get together and come up with something that both sides can agree on. And they need to quit pointing fingers. What?
Just money.
Oh.
We all know
that's
the NRA.
All politics at the end.
The NRA, yes, you definitely. I do feel like they have a lot of control in this country, but also a lot of other organizations have control as well. Maybe they're the other balance. I'm not saying they're the enemy, and I'm not saying they're your friend or your ally. I'm against corporations, as you know. I always talk about that they're the biggest enemy to this country. But however, if you have one enemy here and one enemy here that believe in two opposites, there's a balance that's created.
Yeah.
And if you abolish the NRA, now we have one side only pulling all the strings.
Just because there's not an organization that doesn't want guns specifically titled doesn't mean there isn't money in some people's hands. But there needs to be some kind of, I want 10, you want 0. Let's find a way to get to 5.
Right. We're so divisive right now in this country, and we're so passionate and angry about so many issues that this is the last thing that you can possibly expect anyone to sit down and discuss. And unfortunately, we get very adamant and passionate about it after a shooting like this happens, and then after it passes, nothing happens. Nothing from both sides. It's just kind of left alone.
That's the thing, is now everybody will go buy a gun because they think their guns are going to go away.
Right.
And then, one of the things that I posted in our notes, the Onion's been running the same article for all the shootings.
Yep.
Just replacing the names, replacing the pictures, and doing the count. And it's the same story every time. It's just weird that nothing has changed because they forget. And Onion's like it's a funny website, but they've proven a point that you forget what we put down today 6 months from now when it happens again.
I think that the headline that they use is "There's no way to prevent this from happening," says the country where this regularly happens.
Now, hold on a second here, Bob, just so I can get I want to get a temperature gauge here in this room here. Thomas.
Yeah.
This is something we don't talk about. No. I'm 100% pro-gun. Thomas, are you pro-gun?
I am pro-gun. I believe there should be some more stipulations in the process.
Yeah.
I don't think you should take things away, but I think there is a bit of an issue.
We're kind of the same.
I think there's something you can have without taking away all people's guns, but I think it's insanity to just be like, can't do anything about it at the same time.
Yeah.
I lean more towards, have your gun. I don't care.
I'm very independent.
Yeah.
And I never want to rely on anybody for anything.
Yeah, I don't want to rely on the government.
And that goes for the government. I don't want to have something happen to my family and I have to call 911 and wait while someone's shooting up my home or trying to rape my wife or hurt my child. I don't want to ever put myself in that position. I will defend myself and my family. I can't imagine my whole entire life being an individual. My very fabric is about taking care of my own, taking care of myself. Why would I then rely on someone else to protect me? Not that I don't, and I would, and I appreciate
you call
those
the cops, but you still have your gun.
I'm not going to sit and wait and hide in a corner.
Yeah.
Tony, what about you?
Well, I'm definitely pro-guns.
Oh, of course.
I mean, no.
I don't know many things Tony's not pro on.
No,
is it violent? Yes.
But in all seriousness, I'm more in line with what the both of you, Thomas and
balanced.
Mike, balance. There has to be at least some sort of form of, I don't want to. I mean, regulation might be the wrong word to say, but there has to be a little bit more.
Has to be stricter somehow.
A little bit more stricter.
Probably uniform.
Compliance or
can't go state to state.
Yeah, like rules.
Yeah,
that's the issue. When you can drive from one state to the other and it's different rules. I mean,
yes,
it's no different than like pot and anything else.
Yeah.
Or fireworks. I mean, you could do it on any level where a 4-hour drive, it's completely different.
And there is no easy fix. People kind of post things like, well, this is how you do it. I'm like, no, that's not how you do it. I mean, when you think about it, you know, in order to deal with drugs, what did this country do? Completely criminalize every single drug. And look how that's worked.
Yeah, it's because there's no drugs now, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, the war on drugs is the biggest joke in modern history. So abolishing and criminalizing it isn't the answer either. Andrew, what about you?
I'm for guns under some more strict mental health evaluation things. I truly
see,
believe,
if I was the president, I would listen to that, and I'm like, okay, valid point.
I think that you should have to pass a mental evaluation that is like takes
a lot more rigorous
instead of just a background check and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, Bobby, what about you?
I am 100% against guns.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Yep.
You didn't know that, Thomas?
I did not. I don't hang out with Bobby too much.
I did not know.
No, I do not like guns.
This is why I'm so prejudiced. I look at you and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I want to go hunting with Bobby."
That's the thing.
He's also from New
like,
York, though. So I mean,
yeah, I'm against guns.
They're like California a lot.
I don't think but that's my choice. Like, I don't. It's up to you.
So
You're independent. It's my choice, and it's just like with anything else. It's the way I believe, and I will try to teach my daughter that way. And the same thing with kind of like how like racism and everything else goes. I know I can't make a change right now myself, but I can teach the next generation how I think it should go, and then it will continue on, and just hopefully other people kind of believe that way.
But you don't want your daughter to have you wouldn't want to give your daughter a gun and say, "Hey, I want you to shoot a motherfucker in the dick if he ever tries to rape you."
Well, see, and that's the thing. I don't know if everybody is built that way. To where you like, if I give you a gun, you think you could take a life?
Yes.
That's the thing is people are built differently. I can beat the shit out of somebody, and I know it. And I know if I had a gun, I would probably accidentally, in a rage, shoot somebody. So I avoid those type of things. So I don't think everybody is responsible enough, whether you go through a mental evaluation or not.
That's true, man.
What stops you from, Thomas, stop, Thomas, and then you take my fucking gun away from me and shoot me because I don't have the nerve to pull the trigger.
Right.
So it's
and that's why it's a complicated issue.
You know what? This is a discussion I had with my mom just, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago when we were camping, because she was raised around guns. My grandfather is a hillbilly. I mean, the guy owned probably, no joke, probably 200 or 300 guns.
Yeah. And
like, he would stockpile them everywhere because he believed in the coming war that was going to happen. That never happened.
Yeah.
But my mother was never a big fan. She believes in the right to have guns, but she herself says exactly what you just said. She's all, I believe in guns, but I don't believe in holding one myself, because if I were put in the situation to pull the trigger, I would be more of a problem for everybody else, because I don't think I could pull the trigger. He would take the assailant would take the gun from me because I don't think I can. I said, Mom, put yourself in this perspective. I'm about to be killed. Your son is about to be murdered by someone. You're telling me you can't pull the trigger? And then she said, well, if you put it that way, possibly.
But what would the guilt be if she couldn't versus whether if you just got killed?
Valid point again.
It's always one of those things. I don't think like when, my dad was a police officer in the Air Force. That's what he did. So I've been around guns. I've shot guns. I have no problem with guns. I just don't always believe that's the solution for everything. Where people are just
it's definitely not. I agree.
You come into my house, you get the fucking ass end of my fucking gun.
No, if someone walks to my house, they get shot. That's different. Like, if someone's
been ringing the doorbell.
Someone's in your that's different. I know when you guys are coming. If someone's coming into my home, if there's someone walking around my house at 3 a.m, I will say, reveal yourself. Tell me who you are. I mean, we did that up in the mountains. We had this dumb guy come into our camp. He's the camp host. They're the guys that kind of keep track of everybody. Yeah. He walks into our camp without a flashlight. Walks right into our campsite. And I said, you need to tell me who you are and announce yourself right now. We have guns. And the guy kept walking. And my uncle pulled out his gun and said, say who you are now. And he said, oh, I'm the camp host. And I said, dude, you're an idiot.
Where's your toilet?
I said, you're an idiot. You should have said, as you're walking in, you should have had a flashlight and said, hey, guys, camp host. Hey, there's too many dangers.
I would absolutely do that. I wouldn't, because that's the thing. I would not wander into someone's campsite or their house in the dead of fucking night.
Yeah.
When you could, where depending on where you're camping, could be any kind of animal or, random person, and just be like, well, I guess I won't tell them who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
That's just, that guy's being stupid. But I understand what your point of view, Bobby. It's like, you're not against people having them necessarily, but it's not something you.
Yeah, Ryan's my best friend.
Yeah.
He's a fucking nut.
Yeah, you yourself don't want that to be a part of your life, but you're not going to say you can't have it as a result.
No,
of
I
my
won't. I
beliefs.
don't do that with anything.
Yeah,
I just think
that's
that
I think that's a good way to have it.
Whether you believe it or not.
So if the zombie apocalypse comes, who are you going
to Ryan's house?
Yeah, well, who are you going to go to?
I'm going to go to here or Ryan's house.
Yeah, exactly. Head to Ryan's house.
Dude, I got other skills.
Hey, as long as you cook and barbecue for us.
That's what I'm saying. You guys got guns? Go kill shit. I'll cook it.
There we go. I like this.
All right. What else do we have in the news? Jesus Christ.
Let's get back to Pretty Ladies and Amber Rose leading Slut Walk 2017.
I can get behind that.
As a superhero.
I'm an advocate for Slut Walk.
Sunday saw the third annual Slut Walk hit the streets of downtown Los Angeles. Organized by Amber Rose, the activist known for her blonde buzz cut and fierce brand of feminism.
Oh, she's hot.
And naked pictures that she sent to Kanye West
Is
about
Amber
5 years ago.
I had no idea. Amber Rose is hot?
Yes, very hot.
Whoa, shit.
Boner alarm.
There we go. That was my blood pressure.
That was the hard-on alert right there.
Yeah, it was for Mike.
Wow, she's full-on perfect chick. Like, tattoos, blonde, thick.
Borderline nuts, everything you love.
Slut walk and proud of it. Damn.
The event welcomed about 20,000 people who aimed to raise awareness about sexual injustice and gender inequality. Rose arrived in a fitting superhero costume.
Yeah, she did.
Almost unrecognizable in a long blonde wig, the 33-year-old was dressed in a white leotard and pink sequined cape with Captain Save a Ho written on the back.
Oh.
Her daring look finished with a pair of thigh-high blue velvet boots. Rose, of course, led the walk, followed by her best friend, Black China. China wore an even more revealing look, a fishnet maxi dress that showed off her itty-bitty underwear.
Okay, but what's the purpose of Slut Walk? It's about feminism, right?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, so the mission, as stated on AmberRoseSlutWalk.com, states... to deliver a flawlessly executed event geared toward raising awareness about sexual injustice and gender inequality, the Amber Rose Slut Walk aims to impact and uplift while shifting the paradigm of rape culture. The event provides a safe, all-inclusive space to entertain,
is she white
and empower.
No.
Oh, what is she?
Pretty?
Oh, don't even go that road.
I believe
Please.
she's half white, half black, but I'm talking out my ass completely.
Wait, Bobby, show me those pictures.
Don't even pretend now.
I'm interested in those photos.
He saw a buzz cut.
Yeah.
That was a dude.
BOI.
All right, go ahead. What else does it say?
From the website, thousands of people gather across gender, sex, race, age, class, education, and profession will gather for an unforgettable experience. The festival will be transformed into a world platform for a mission that needs a large stage.
I like the main photo of her on this page. Is good. The other ones, she's a little too much for me.
A little too thick in the downstairs.
It just would swallow me up. I'm just saying. If I was like, Thomas's height, maybe a little more width in terms of, not penis size, in terms of like body, maybe I could take this. But like my size, no.
Break you.
I mean, I'm like 5'10". I can't handle that.
Might break him, but he's gonna have one hell of a smile on his face.
It's gonna be the beginning of American Gods.
It was like that when I dated this chick at the gym. She was so hot, but she was big, meaning she was fit. Big old thick calves. She looked super hot.
You were the spinner.
And I remember the
Sir
first time I was like boning her, like it was from behind. It sounds so horrible and grimy. I was on my tippy toes. Like I was just like.
So it's like one of those Sir Mix-a-Lot video chicks.
Yeah.
Did you ask her for her platform?
So stupid.
Do you have a step stool or
I need
like a stack of books?
Mike's like, I like big bucks and I cannot lie.
I just took my knees and stood back of her legs so she has to drop a little bit. I was like, I'll be out here. Help me.
The website then goes on to...
From then on, I always kept my boots on.
They're not just made for walking.
All right. What else does it say?
The website goes on to state in their mission, no more sexual violence, no more victim blaming, no more derogatory labels, and no more gender inequality.
All right. What else do we have in the news, Andrew? Please. What else do we have in the news?
Let's see here. It looks like the next... Yeah. Australian police force women to uncover their faces as country's burqa ban.
Australian police?
Austrian, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Austrian police force women to uncover their faces as country's burqa ban comes into force. A Muslim woman was forced to remove her
They
veil.
don't know what the Austrian people don't know what they're missing. Keep those burqas on, gentlemen. Keep those
Mike's
burqas
new
on.
Fascination.
Yeah. Keep them burqas on and those suicide vests tight. All right, go ahead.
A Muslim woman was forced to remove her veil as the ban on full face veils.
I actually seen that in a porno where a guy actually take off your burqa. It was pretty interesting, actually.
Because you searched it after that whole event.
Pretty aggressive, too.
What does your internet history look like for the last 3 months?
Remove your burqa. Yes, I'm Hugh Hefner now.
As the ban on full face veils came into force in Austria. Items concealing the face...
I'm a pervert with no ideas.
In public areas, such as the full Islamic veil, medical masks, and scarves to cover faces, have been outlawed.
Oh, that's a shame.
Muslim women defying the rule... The Muslim woman defying the rule was spotted being told to remove her veil in the town of Zellamsey.
You're hiding burqas under your floorboards? Yes.
So someone from the eyes going, Allah Akbar.
All right, what else?
The Austrian law called the prohibition for the covering of the face forbids...
That's over the top. What's the name of that law?
Prohibition for the covering of the face.
They're trying to make history with that line. They're trying, some over the top, overzealous lawmakers. I'm going to be remembered in history as the individual who enacted the prohibition of the burqa.
What I fucking love is the official government image has 3 people that show their face and then 3 people with a half disguise and then 3 people with burqas. What's not allowed. The fucking middle photo is a dude in full on clown attire, nose, red wig, fucking makeup, the whole works, because Pennywise is hanging out on the street.
Yeah. Hey, you didn't post that in the group.
How the fuck did that pass?
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
The law forbids off-slope ski masks, surgical masks outside of hospitals, and party masks in public.
Wow.
Violations carry a possible fine of nearly $230, and the police are authorized to use force with people who resist showing their faces. It is not right that those living here don't show their faces, said Emma Schweiger, who expressed support for the ban in a straw poll on the streets of Vienna.
I don't know if I have an issue with them. If this is as long as it doesn't create a problem for other citizens or it doesn't present a threat, then I don't see an issue in that.
It's no different than when they used to make people take off their do-rags.
That was in high school.
But I'm just saying, though, you would see people with their face covered and stuff.
Yeah. Gang attire. Yeah, I mean, we are dealing with a worldwide epidemic of terrorism. All right, you won me over. Look, I'm a politician that's willing to give.
But clowns, too far.
Imagine, clowns too far. You got the red nose, you're banned.
Ronald McDonald's are arrested everywhere.
Yeah, all over the place.
What colors will they claim then? They're so colorful.
All right, what else do we have in the news, Andrew? Please, this show is just going downhill very fast.
How about a Florida...
And I mean in a bad way this week. Downhill.
How about a Florida mom allegedly trying to hit daughter's boyfriend with a Mercedes after he told her of their affair?
All right.
A 58-year-old Florida woman is behind bars this week after authorities allege she tried running her daughter's boyfriend down with her car after he revealed their long-term affair to his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
According to court documents, Palm Beach Gardens police were called to a home on September 20th and arrived to find Kathleen Davis allegedly chasing her daughter's boyfriend through the front yard with her Mercedes SUV. The documents confirm Davis was detained by officers who spoke to the boyfriend. He quickly confessed to having a sexual relationship with Davis while he was dating her daughter, records indicate.
He's a pimp.
Well played. I mean, how do you pull that off?
It's only in porn.
Yeah, it really is.
True.
Yeah. The boyfriend eventually revealed the affair to Davis's daughter, according to the police.
And now they're both pregnant.
Oh. Oh, Jesus
Christ.
Not for long, apparently.
This allegedly made Davis irate since the news of the affair damaged her relationship with her daughter. As Davis was being taken into custody, she allegedly blurted out, "I wanted to run him over." And she said that he wanted him to die.
It's usually what you try to achieve when you hit someone with a fucking car.
How good was this dude in bed?
That good. That good, yeah. I think that does it all.
Court documents allege the boyfriend told detectives he was inside the home when he heard a loud banging coming from outside. He went outside to check on the noise and saw Davis allegedly throwing eggs at his house and car. He told the investigators he asked Davis to stop. She did, and then allegedly hopped into her car and started driving at him. The boyfriend alleged police he feared for his life and was almost hit by the SUV several times. Davis has said,
"Dude, go back in the house."
Yeah. Davis
is
just running around in circles.
Go back inside, you dumbass.
Davis has been charged with aggravated assault, and she has since posted a $3,000 bond for her release.
All right. What else do we have in the news?
Shane McMahon, son of a top Trump official, gave big money to marijuana industry, which the White House now hates. Son of a top White House official is invested big time in a drug company, and he's getting busted for it. The New York Daily News, reported Monday that Shane McMahon, whose mother is the administrator of Donald Trump's Small Business Administration, gave $500,000.
Wait, okay, who's Shane McMahon?
Shane McMahon is Vince McMahon's son.
He's in charge of the WWE too,
yes,
right?
He's in the WWE now. He's one of the main guys.
Okay.
Gave $500,000 to EnviroGrow in 2015. The young company sells high-tech modular units that optimize the growing process to people.
Okay, hold on. Shane McMahon's gave President Trump's okay, hold on.
Yep.
Shane McMahon gave money to the marijuana company, or Donald Trump's company by way of an employee gave $500,000.
Linda McMahon is in Trump's cabinet now, and they're against marijuana. And Shane invested in a marijuana growing company.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. McMahon is now suing the startup, saying the owners misled him about how successful they were. But his investment is also making headlines because of his mother's political position.
Yeah.
Linda McMahon.
I mean, I do believe that two family members can have very different ideology. I do agree with that, but it's also meh.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with a dynasty like the McMahons, I mean, they usually see eye to eye, especially in terms of business. They do. I mean, you know wrestling more than I do.
Let's get real.
The mother, is she part of their family? Is she part of their dynasty?
Yeah, she was one of the executives forever before she got the Trump.
Yeah, and that's just the Republican narrative, unfortunately, because I guarantee you Trump isn't against. Like I said before, Trump's a liberal. Trump has always been a liberal. And when it was time to run for office, he did much like Hillary, and he investigated where he could possibly win.
Right.
And he realized I'm not saying he doesn't believe what he believes. I think he does. However, he gravitated more to the Republican or conservative stance. And he said, all right, well, that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't mean he believes in every single part of what the classic conservative or Republican believes in. I mean, because he wouldn't have married his wife. Right?
Mm-hmm.
True.
I mean, she was on the cover of magazines having lesbian spreads. God.
Well, maybe he'd still marry her.
I don't know. All right. What else does it say?
Linda McMahon, formerly chief executive officer of World Wrestling Entertainment, was confirmed to head the small business agency in February.
How do you go from WWE to the White House?
He was trying to run
Crazy
for
country.
Congress and everything, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's trying to throw in her political hat, but the WWE thing has held her back.
Huh. Well,
Shock.
I mean, it's nothing but a work. The WWE is one big work. Do you really want to work someone who knows how to play the game? Do you really want them in the White House? You never know, what's up and what's down. It's one big work. Is she working off a script, or is she really speaking from the heart?
Is it all an act?
Yeah.
How will I know what's real?
It's true. Well, and we put it that way. Maybe she belongs in the White House. All right. What else do we have in the news? Andrew, what else?
Fox Sports will no longer air the national anthem before NFL games.
Wait, Fox?
Fox Sports will no longer air coverage of the national anthem before its NFL games, the network said on Sunday in a statement to Sports Illustrated.
Interesting.
With the exception of the London matchup between Miami Dolphins and New Orleans Saints, Fox Sports plans to follow a standard procedure and broadcast regionalized coverage without airing the national anthem. The network has added, however, our cameras are always rolling and we will document the response of players and coaches on the field.
Interesting.
The decision was a shift from last week when Fox Sports broadcast the national anthems from games, Sports Illustrated reported. NFL players continued to peacefully protest racial injustice this week in defiance of President Donald Trump, who called the demonstrators sons of bitches, and said they should be fired from the league. During the national anthem ahead of the London game, which Fox Sports did broadcast, the entire New Orleans Saints team kneeled before the music began, but stood for the entirety of the Star-Spangled Banner.
You know what? This is something that would never happen in my country.
She's back.
I mean, I guess I just transported on him.
She just appeared out of a puff of smoke.
I know! This would never happen in my country. Never would they make a decision just to cut the anthem because you motherfuckers can't decide. Do we like the anthem? Do we like the country? Or do we want to play politics everywhere, all day and all night?
But what will we do?
Can we just admit that the grand experiment known as the revolt, the peasants leaving my country, can we just admit that the fifth failed?
Are you trying to reclaim us?
No harm, no foul.
Do we become British then?
We gave away Hong Kong back to the Chinese, and we will gladly accept you back.
Do we get accents?
Yes.
Retroactively.
Do we have to go back, or are we giving it back to the Indians?
And each of you will be given a dowry as well.
Hey, I like this.
You come back.
Okay.
You have to go back to the Philippines.
No, listen here. We will be fair to the immigrants.
Yes, we will shut up there.
We won't know. They'll become indentured servants.
Your Majesty, you notice that I'm the only one on my knee when you showed up? None of these heathens.
Most servants do bend the knee very easily.
Exactly.
I would expect nothing more than compliance.
I think
Lords
you should,
and the royal ones
I
think
you should throw these heathens into the tower right now.
Are you going
to let someone brown talk to you like that?
Well, I like him a little bit. He conveniently falls into what you Americans use. And please, bear with me when I use such foul speech. I'm just trying to find common ground with the racist nature of this country.
Oh, Jesus.
Tony falls into the category known as the house nigger.
Yes, exactly.
Ma'am, I don't...
Exactly. Let's send him to the big house. Please, Your Majesty, let me send him to the big house.
Ma'am, I don't know if that word's okay.
Can we bring out the guillotine?
Oh, my. Different country.
Oh wait! Also, don't go nowhere. Even if you signed out with my horrible speech right now, the No Talent Autistic Show, which by the way, autism doesn't exist in the UK, but
we get rid of them immediately.
Yeah, that show will come on just momentarily. So sit tight.
Thank you for listening to The Rain Man Show with your host, Michael Flores, with hosts Tony Sabal and Thomas Cowley, Andrew Spindler with the news, audio guru Dustin Lucas, produced by Michael Flores and Dustin Lucas. The Rain Man Show is a Cazador Productions and Rain Man Digital broadcast production. For all things Rain Man, go to rainmanshow.com.
Welcome to the Autistic Andrew Post Show. It's me, Andrew.
For what show?
For the Rain Man Show.
The Post Serial Show.
Oh, my God. Off to a great start. I love it.
Yeah, it's a continuation of last week. And a continuation of this last show, because holy shit, we had to do a mic check 3 times.
I traveled to another... We had a lot of teleportation going on. I traveled to another dimension.
You went to Atlantis?
What was that?
It was like a poltergeist.
Yeah.
Talking through the TV.
Yeah.
You went to Atlantis?
I did.
Right. The Queen teleported in.
Graced us
with her presence.
Yeah.
That we have not seen. Man, I don't even remember. Tony, you've been on the show longer than anybody. Do you remember the last time the Queens made an appearance on the Rain Man show?
It's been a while. I want to say that, I want to say that there might have been an appearance early, but a brief one. Not of this extent.
I think it's been.
She just showed up. She just poof.
It's been a while.
She just showed up out of nowhere.
Start things off, of course, we did talk about the shootings in Vegas. And we delved into a pretty thoughtful discussion on gun control, and we all have relatively similar opinions on how we should approach it. But Bobby is effectively the polar opposite in the room.
Yeah,
Bobby's the outlier, but he's not like an
And I
ass
have to apologize.
or insane.
Maybe it's the prejudice in me. I look at Bobby and I'm like...
No. The prejudice that is me.
Yes, the prejudice that is me.
There you go.
I did not realize your stance on gun control, and I respect that.
Yeah,
I absolutely respect that.
And the funny thing is, I'm not one of those people that's ever going to run around and tell anybody how to live their life.
Which is shocking
AKA
because
not
you're
an asshole.
Yeah, because it's none of my business. Like, I
Yeah.
don't care about your religion, your race, your creed, your color, what you believe in, what you don't believe in. It's not my business. It's whether I like you or not. Are you a dickhead? Are you an asshole?
Absolutely.
How in the world do you even hang out with Ryan?
That's the thing, though. But you don't see me in freaking dressing up and playing army with him.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
He plays airsoft,
no,
right?
that's right.
Yeah, it's not my thing. It's just how I am as a person and
Yeah,
like how
amen.
I was brought up. And
good for you.
And it's always weird because I knew that discussion would come up, and I don't think we actually have those serious discussions all the time about this show. And I think this show we kind of went up and down from the bottoms of the sewer to actually having real discussion.
Well, because I think anybody who listens to us knows that's kind of what the show is. We fluctuate between absolute deplorable toilet humor and I like to think insightful real world discussion about how we can fix things or what needs to happen. And this was a great example of that.
Yeah.
After that, of course, we launched into Hillary Clinton saying not to bring NRA and politics into the deaths of
and that
countless
led
people.
into
And then
the whole
immediately
discussion.
saying, get on the political bandwagon and fight the NRA.
Yeah, bringing up silencers when there was that was never a question.
Just uncalled for. Yeah.
It's always one of those things though where a politician will politic, no matter what.
Will do their thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else besides politics do we have?
Besides one quick note. The NRA is a domestic terrorist organization. Just for the conspiracy theorists out there, let that sink in.
Wait, you're saying it is?
There's a conspiracy theory going around.
Okay, man, clarify that.
Yeah, that was.
It sounded like fact, and I wanted to get up and smack you right in the head.
No, there's a really fun theory that it's fun, quote unquote,
fun.
That it's just all conspiracy bullshit. Anyway,
wouldn't be the autistic hour without some Andrew right there.
Yeah.
What else did we talk about on the show?
We talked about whether or not we really want Thomas to be bi.
How did you feel when I did that? Because I kind of do things on my own, and I don't ever ask permission out of anybody.
I have no problem with it. It just makes me laugh. Honestly, for me, if it makes me laugh, it's going to be okay.
Okay.
You gave hope to Andrew.
I did give hope to Andrew.
Before the show started, we had a little behind the scenes about what my bisexual act would be to Thomas when the petition gets signed. Which I don't know how I got roped into that. I guess
you
it's
had
expected.
to know you're going to get roped into that. And perhaps a rope will be involved.
Honestly, it just came to me when you were talking about painting bodies.
Yeah.
And I thought, how perfect would it be if Thomas just got naked and you had to paint him?
Oh, man.
And just the accidental rub up and see if he chubs up a little bit somewhere. Because it just, for me, when I came up with it, Thomas has not fought anything about this, which kind of makes me think that he's got some more skeletons in his closet that he hasn't talked about.
That's the thing is, I like being vague on this just because we have secrets at the end of the year, so who knows?
Yeah, I have a feeling he's walking in with a butt plug at one time to the show and sat down. Just because he's been so just okay with everything that.
It's 2017, Bobby. Come on.
I think that we need to get... So, everybody knows how my girlfriend outed me as being a closeted bi person, right?
Closeted, probably gay person. But
Sure.
yes.
We need to get Randy in here and see what she can spill.
Oh, Mike's already talked about having her in here to talk about a bunch of things with my life. So that'll be a fun thing that people can look forward to.
That's going to be fantastic. And then, of course, we did touch on Tom Petty passing away and the music that he had created.
It seems to be the year of front men going down.
Yeah.
Like
Who else has been this year?
Well, we talked about Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Oh, that was this year.
Chester Bennington.
Yeah.
Who else? There was a bunch of musicians that have just went down.
It's just ever since last year, the death toll for celebrities and musicians has just not stopped.
I think that I think it ties back to crack drug use in the 80s. And this is another conspiracy theory, but all of these people have been known to heavily partake in crack cocaine, right? 30 years later, after they stop the binging, it's finally catching up with them, right? Crack is a slow killer. Or they're just old.
Idea, they're fucking old. And Father Time worked together with death, and that's just how shit goes in this place we call Earth.
But the funny thing is, 66 isn't old.
And that's the thing.
In this day and age.
It's not old.
Which is why I think it's so tragic to so many people.
But again, you could go with that theory of the drugs aging them somewhat, bad hearts.
Maybe he's not actually 66 biologically, like his body,
like
as a result,
you'll find out
like 80.
autopsy had like a 90-year-old heart and he just gave up.
For sure.
Could be.
I mean, because I think that's what you run into with any kind of like hardcore drug use, especially from these older artists that have been around, is that you're seeing what the 30-year, the 40-year effects
are, yeah.
You know, and that's always the thing that even when they talk about like legalizing marijuana now, it's like, well, you know, who knows what it's going to be in 25 years because we've never had anything where we've had that sustained use.
Cheech and Chong, right?
Yeah,
true.
That's two people. That's enough to go on.
Snoop is getting there.
Yeah, so I mean, I think, you know, we could be seeing the effects of those drugs kind of keeping up, but it's just sad to see like good musicians going down, especially people that I would have liked to see.
Right.
Speaking of drugs, we got Fantasy Felony Football.
Yeah.
That is a Bobby,
new
go ahead.
Game show.
A new game show Bobby's doing.
Yeah, we you know, it came up on a Patreon show. If you're not a member, go. I think it's on the $5 tier.
I'm pretty sure
you can go listen to those old shows, or I think we have 4 or 5 of them now.
There's several of them, yeah.
And it was brought up in passing of go figure out a way to make a game out of this, and just like the death pool and everything else.
Right.
I
think again that was because I was talking about how many they're all felons. And then you ran with that single sentence and turned it into its own fantasy football.
You know, so now we will be keeping track of what athletes in the NFL, what crimes they commit.
I honestly think I'll have more fun with that than watching football.
I honestly think that you have the long shot.
I think I kind of evened it out because DUI is so fucking prevalent.
But
and alcohol related.
Like
but quarterbacks,
to keep their noses clean.
They try to, but there's more people on the bench. That's all I'm saying.
All right,
for what it's worth.
Plus, you fuckers took the good ones of running back and wide receiver.
I'm like hoping there's a lot of wide receivers out there with short tempers, and I'm counting on it.
Yeah. For what it's worth, the combination of the highest percentage is wide receiver with DUI and alcohol.
I know. And Tony fucking took it.
Yeah,
right before
it's because you were going to fucking take it and run away with the goddamn thing.
Why the fuck wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Why the hell would I not do that? He tried to pick the guy who was already a convicted felon who's not even in the fucking NFL anymore.
Hey, if you want to be successful in these type of leagues, you need to clarify the rules. And it was a legit question.
It was not because...
No. I mean, honestly, without the rules, it would have been my first pick.
Yeah. And it's always one of those things. That's why I went out and found that website, because I wanted to give you guys kind of even playing ground to go off of. Because I know not everybody's a sports fan and you don't know those stats. No. So... it's just another fun thing for us to track and kind of keep us interested in things that, aren't really real.
Like so many other things.
And then back on the dead pool or death pool that we have here at the network, Hugh Heffy passed away.
Don't.
I claim it.
No, hold on. Don't fucking call him that.
Yeah, I claim it.
Say his name properly.
He's a bro, right?
Shut up. Yeah,
Hugh Hefner did.
Nice.
Hugh Hefner.
There we go.
Passed
you
away.
don't like classy magazines.
Yeah, I claim him.
I was a Penthouse guy myself. Sure. Tony.
Just because you found in the woods doesn't mean that's what you were.
Exactly.
Tony has scored, I think, $20 for his correct call.
Yes, he did, but the year's not over yet.
Year's not over yet.
Lord, protect the Queen and Jimmy Carter and Mike. Thank you. Amen.
You guys will have to check out the show for that information as to what the hell Tony's talking about.
Yeah. That was always one of those ones where I had to go back and try to research to figure out when we had it.
And I'm glad you did.
Whether it was the beginning of the year or whether it was the end of the year show.
Right.
But, I mean, it's as soon as it came up, I was like, shit, that's on the list.
Mm-hmm.
One,
I imagine Bobby's house is like databases and spreadsheets of Rain Man's stupid shit.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track sometimes with all the bits and everything. So it's fun though.
It was a good show, I think.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for joining us at the Rain Man Autistic post-show hour thing.
You forgot your own goddamn name.
I forgot my.
I know.
I don't know.
Because I hate the name. It's because the autistic
I
Andrew
didn't
Rain
even
Man post
say
show.
it was over. I just came sat down.
Yeah,
I thought that was my cue. It's been 15. Whatever.
I don't know if it's even been 15.
I don't like the name, which is why I can't remember it.
The Autistic Andrew Hour?
The Autistic Andrew
What would you
Rain Man
prefer?
post show? I don't know.
It's
Something
the
that
no
doesn't
talent-
sound like an autist wrote.
No talent autistic post show
With Andrew.
Autistic, no talent post show with Andrew.
No, you fucked it up
No?
again.
See?
God damn it, man.
Maher?
You're getting a shot.
I am. Thank you all for joining us.
Where I come from.
Honey dick.
Ooh.